Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Brendan Hauser with Megajoule Giraffe. This is a video that has sparked me wanting to start a slightly different channel because EVOQ has grown far beyond my own training and racing. And I sometimes feel like I'm just muddying the waters if I talk about these races. And now that I'm, knock on wood, getting out of this injury I've had, I'm going to be doing a ton of racing next year. I want to be able to put out what I want to put out and not think of, hey, is this good for the brand? But I just want to put out Brendan Hausler stuff. I used to blog when I started racing in 2010 about everything. And I just want to get back to that. And so I was chatting with Forrest Howard, who you've seen on the EVOQ podcast, who you've seen on the national podium. And I said, we were talking about kind of disconnecting a little bit from social media at times. I said, but by the way, I might start a different channel, Megajoule Giraffe. And he said, 10 out of 10 out of the name. So supplements, this is something that I talked, you can see I have a huge pile here. I was talking to the coaches about this, and Will made a question like, do you think you're just making expensive pee? And I thought this is a great topic because when I pulled this out in front of teammates from this bag that I carry them around in, someone said, what in the world is going on over here? And so a lot of this stemmed from Optygen HP, which a lot of pro athletes use. It's from First Endurance. In their research pack, though, of why they put all these products together, I don't feel that they have all the dosing right when you look into the studies. And that's when I first started taking cordyceps. And with the camera, I don't know if you'll see all the labels. I'll try and put links into these. I want to be very clear too. I am not sponsored by, these are like random products, Korean ginseng. And so I'm going to put a note, or I'm going to verbally tell you if I'm sponsored by someone. So I'm not getting paid by these guys to put this video out. But for example, if someone buys real mushrooms, I get a super tiny commission that then I put towards buying more real mushrooms. Most of the time, even for something like Lactigo, I'm paying myself. So you'll be surprised too. So I have morning and night, and then I think I'll say why my surprising most important supplement. I think everybody would say Lactigo. And while Lactigo is something that I use multiple times a day, when I really thought about this, what's the most important? Lactigo came into my brain first, Delta G came into my brain second. And the thing that I think might be the most important, though, is the bottle of Reishi Mushroom. And why is that? God, okay. So people told me that for my better camera work, I need to have this like fancy cinematic setting, but now we can't see all the labels. Reishi helps with sleep, and not like a melatonin where it puts you to sleep, but if you do some research on it, and this research is definitely, some say yes, some say it doesn't work. I would try it on your own, but it helps your circadian rhythm, helps you to stay asleep longer while you're already asleep. So it's not going to knock you out, but once you get into the groove of sleeping, it helps you stay asleep. And I can no doubt tell a difference when I'm not taking reishi. So why would this be my most important supplement? Because especially if you listen to the Evoke Bike podcast, how many athletes have said the number one recovery tool is just a good night's sleep. If I don't sleep well, I feel like crap the next day. It makes me think, how did I ever drink so much? I don't recover so that I can do the hard workouts to my max. And I've noticed this so much more as I've become a master's athlete. When I was 29, 30, sleep was definitely important. When I had less sleep, RPE definitely went up, but I still felt like I could crank out the watts. I just don't feel that anymore. If I don't sleep well, I do not get a good night's sleep. So reishi, and I wrote a bunch of notes on here that I'll put in the show notes. And if I have time, I'll get links for all these. They're mostly, I just purchased them on Amazon. The one thing you need to be careful of, and I'm going to say this straight up, like, I've found this brand on Amazon, Doublewood Supplements. They do not test every batch. I believe some of them are third-party tested, but these are not all Informed Sport tested. So you got to be careful with that. If you're going to a national level competition and you're buying some super janky thing that's made in it's not that they're like spiking the supplements, but they could be cross-contaminated with something that you're not supposed to be taking. So it's not that you would be getting benefit in a cheating way. It would be like they just did some supplement. There's some on the table or whatever, and they mixed in however they do all that. Because I've looked into this with real mushrooms. Real mushrooms is tested in the facility. Okay, let's start in the morning with what I would say is probably for performance the most important one. And it's the most expensive because you take a lot of this. Cordyceps mushroom. Again, you can't really see the label that well. And it's Cordyceps M. I put out a video and a blog about this, so I'm not going to go super into detail. You do not want the cheaper version of Cordyceps that you can find in a big bag because it's not going to do what you want it to do. Optygen HP, this comes from them. They claim, and if you do research on this, the cordyceps mushroom can help to improve VO2 max and FTP. How? By increasing ATP production and improving oxygen utilization and regulating cortisol levels. The cortisol levels will come into play later. High cortisol can impact motivation, sleep, and the immune system. Obviously, all extremely important for endurance sports like cycling. It can suppress testosterone levels, and taking cordyceps can therefore increase the oxygen utilization while increasing your VO2 max and performance. I did not want to believe that this actually worked, and so Patrick and I started taking cordyceps, I want to say in 2016. We started with Optygen HP. We realized their dosing was off because if you took all of the things that they wanted to put in a few pills, you would be taking all these. And it was like, you'd have to take 20 pills. I mean, my pills in the morning, this isn't actually all of them because I haven't finished filling up my thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I probably would put ashwagandha in here. So cordyceps, you want to take 3,000 to 4,000 milligrams a day. So that's 6 to 8 of these a day. I take 3 or 4 in the morning, 3 or 4 at night. Why 3 or 4? Am I feeling Gucci or am I feeling Walmart? Honestly, that's what it comes down to. Some weeks it's 4, maybe before a big competition, like a few weeks out, I'm hitting 4 morning and night. If I'm in the off season now and trying to really rehab, I'm going to take 3. But I've tried to not take it. And within a couple weeks, I can notice more labored breathing and just feeling less sharp on the hard efforts, which I would bring to this whole aspect of better oxygen utilization. Multivitamin, we don't need to go into really big reasons why. We totally deplete ourselves as endurance athletes. We are probably not getting all of the nutrients that we need from the food. Even if I pissed out a bunch of this, to me, it's worth getting all the other nutrition that is going to stick around and just trying to keep all levels at a solid level. So that's important. Zinc has always been something that has helped me get over sickness, and I figured, why would I not be taking this then? And Landry actually takes this, I believe, to boost the immune system. Zinc methionine sulfate, it's 30 milligrams. Sorry about this camera. This is like annoying me. Okay, from Optygen HP, the rhodiola, bing. And that is to decrease chronic cortisol levels, which we talked about before, and reduce oxidative damage from all the stress that we're putting on our body through cycling. Chelated chromium, I did not even know what this was. This is from Optygen. This can potentially optimize fat and glucose metabolism for energy. Yes, I want that. And this is 200 micrograms. This lion's mane I found from Real Mushrooms. I have business friends that are not in the sports world that heard me talking about this, and they said, "What the hell? How does this work?" And lion's mane, it is just a mental boost in the morning. Your brain, it like clears off that fog. It's not caffeine. It's not ketones. I bring this with me when I travel. The Real Mushrooms ones are the ones that I bring everywhere. I put them in different baggies because they do. Reishi's a little bit darker of a mushroom, which you won't be able to see probably, than the cordyceps. But cordyceps and lion's mane can start to look alike after a while. When I say over a while, they don't change color, but just based on the natural side of the supplement, it changes color. Okay, Delta G ketones. I have this huge label here, so Chris or our cleaning lady doesn't throw this out on accident. This is not water. These are ketones. I get the big liter from Delta G Tactical. Yes, list price is $900. Use my discount code, then it's under $800. It's like $770, and it's the cheapest way. Refill little bottles. then you get a Nalgene bottle for free. There's a whole blog. There's blogs on that. Google the blog why you want to take ketones. I take 5 to 10 grams. I take a sip in the morning. I take it later in the morning, and then I take it on all my long rides. It's incredible. Carnosine is magic. Lactigo. I probably don't need to beat this to death. Recover faster, but more importantly, I don't always use this after hard workouts. I always use this first thing in the morning. My body just feels fresh from getting carnosine in. And then if I'm going on a hard banger workout, I put it on 30 to 45 minutes before I leave the house. And you will be able to push harder, longer, and you will come back feeling fresher. And then at nighttime, I hit the cordyceps again. Reishi, 1,000 milligrams. This is the one, help you stay asleep. Obviously super important. I don't have my Hello Blue CBD bottle because I just ran out. Guys, I need to get some more CBD. And I used to be taking the pain caps, which because I'm dumb and couldn't figure out what was going on with my back. And that was really helping. But now that I've figured out the solution, which I'll make a different video on, I'm going to switch just to normal CBD because I think it's really calming and helps with sleep. Ashwagandha, they claim, and I lost the little bottle. Sorry, we'll post that. Nope, I don't have it. Ashwagandha is supposedly able to potentially increase VO2 max and cardiorespiratory endurance and blood flow. That's in Optygen HP as well, 500 milligrams. I don't have a turmeric blend to reduce inflammation, and I just haven't bought that. I kind of forgot about that. And then the last one that I've just started taking was this ginseng for the immune system and inflammation reduction. And I'm going to start, I was taking this in the morning. I'm going to move that to at night. And then another really important one. Where are these bottles? Did I run out of this? Magnesium chloride. Here we go. These are right in front of me. Ashwagandha, little baby bottle. And magnesium chloride. This is another really good one. If you've taken magnesium before, you know how good it is for sleep. You get super tired. Don't take too much of it though, because it can make you have to go to the bathroom. And that's what like Natural Calm was one we used to put in a drink intake. It'll give you some vivid dreams. It's kind of crazy. If you take magnesium chloride, just make sure you keep it in the bottle. If it sits out, it wants to sweat. And that's because of I Googled this, it's some reaction that's going on. Someone asked me on Strava, hey, what about L-carnitine for fat, for using fat as fuel? I'm not sure about that one. There's another one about L-Citrulline for sprints. That does work. The thing with L-Citrulline is that it tastes terrible. And honestly, maybe I need to put L-Citrulline back on the table here. Okay, I'm going to order L-Citrulline and I'm going to order the turmeric blend again. But I would try to get L-Citrulline in caps. I thought the flavor was terrible. And I can't remember if we have citrulline EVOQ bike. I can't remember if we kept this blog up. Citrulline malate. It is still up. You want to take 6 to 8 grams 1 hour before and 4 grams after. See, that's just so much. I don't know. Patrick and I did it. This blog is back from 2019. I definitely felt like this was the 1% advantage of smashing hard. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll bring it back in. Tell me in the comment. So yeah, if you're not into supplements, this obviously was not a podcast for you. Some people are going to hate on it. Other people will take one of these, 2 of these, and put it into the routine. And I would say don't take all of them at once. Find out what works for you. For me, the things that I know have been helpful, the cordyceps, the reishi, the lion's mane, zinc from previous usage to avoid getting sick. Then all the Optygen HP things like the chromium and the ashwagandha. The only things that I can't really say I know for sure help is Korean ginseng and what was I going to order? The turmeric blend. Lactigo for sure, Delta G for sure. All right, Megajoule Giraffe. Let's put out the work. Put it out wisely. And I will talk to you soon. See ya.